Kids are mean, man. Kids are mean.
Come on. Kids are meaner than a lot of adults.
Kids are mean because they have no filter. They're
yeah,
just
they
like,
don't care.
Fuck it.
Yeah. And what's going to happen? You're not going to slap a kid.
Yeah,
like,
no,
what
are you
There's
going to do?
no punishment.
Right. And so, yeah. And, well, it's because they just don't, because they're still, like, in their own little bubble. Like, when they get into public school, yeah, you learn, like, shit that you don't learn at home. But you're still in your little bubble of, like, well, mom and dad say it, and, like, grandpa say it and shit, so, like, it's got to be okay. You know, you don't hear things and, one, register that they're bad, and then two, aren't going to be like, my mom and dad wouldn't say racist shit, or, like, my mom and dad wouldn't say terrible things about, yeah, like, my dad wouldn't say terrible things about women, so, like, it must be, you know, okay, or, like, anything like that. Like, you think the world of your parents, and then those kids go to school and they're assholes to other kids whose parents are not racist or not homophobic or whatever, and then that kid comes home and it's like, what the fuck, like, what's going on? So it just perpetuates this. I mean, like, it's a generational curse, really, like, all of that kind of stuff. Like, my little brother came home sobbing. He's a boy. His favorite color is pink. He likes pink. He's always liked pink. And pink is a girl's color. And so he had this pencil bag, and it had, like, graffiti writing on it or whatever. But most of it was pink. And he was like, yeah, I like that bag. And we were like, cool. Like, here's your pencil bag. And he comes home sobbing. And me and my stepmom were like, what's going on? And he said that one of the kids at school called him a girl and called him a baby and stuff for having a pink bag. And so he's throwing it away and crying because he loves this bag, but these kids are being dicks. And so he had to throw it away. And I was like, no. I was like, look here. I said, you do whatever the hell you want to do. And you be whoever the hell you want to be. You want to wear pink and have light up shoes or whatever, like the quote unquote all the girls do. You do that. You know, do whatever you want to do and be whoever you want to be. And there's been times where, like, my parents and I have disagreed on things that, like, that of interest and stuff like that. And I'm always like, you might have to hide around, like, mom and dad or whatever for certain things, or, you know, whatever. Maybe they don't like that much pink in your life or your wardrobe or whatever. You can have all the fucking pink shit you want at my house. I don't care. You be who you want to be. You're my brother. I will love you. I don't care. Like, you know, you want to have pink hair, you want to dress like girls, technically, do that. Whatever makes you happy, dude. Like, I don't care. But not everybody is like that.
Yeah, it's definitely
and it's hard to remember.
It's definitely hard.
And you have to keep...
Especially as a kid.
And I have to keep that in mind, that, and it's tough because I've talked about it with Jake, and I'm like, what if our kid was, like, gay? And he's like, well, I wouldn't care. I was like, I wouldn't give a fuck either. But you have to prepare them for the world of being assholes, because there are still so many people that aren't okay with that, and so many people that don't accept it or don't understand it or think that it's wrong. So, like, I feel like that would be really tough as a parent, being like, I have zero problem. Like, you do what you want to do. I'm going to love you regardless. Like, you want to, you know, if you discover or feel that you're gay or trans or whatever, like, I love you no matter what. However, we're going to have to prepare you and let you know that, you know, as much as we don't want it to, like, the world's going to be an asshole to you because of who you are. And that sucks. Like, a fundamental part of who you are, a lot of the world doesn't like you. That would be crazy. Right?
Yeah, it's insane. No, I was just, it is, I mean, it's hard.
Like,
it's hard
right?
it's hard that is where we are. And I mean, I want to preface that by saying we're definitely in a better spot. Like,
100%. People
seem to forget that
yeah, no,
shit was a lot worse.
Yeah, no, we're still in we're definitely in a really good spot,
great.
but it's not easy.
It's not great, especially with bullying when you're younger. Like, that shit can stick with you. But I mean, I'm going to play devil's advocate just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's hard on bullying.
No,
but
my partner does this all the time, so I'm
yeah,
ready.
Okay. I mean, those kids that undergo that, it's a double-edged sword because it can break you in
Mm-hmm.
like a fundamental way
Mm-hmm.
if you allow it to, but it can also make you stronger
Yeah.
than a lot of people your age because you're going against the grain.
Right.
And in order to do that and continue down that path, you have to be resolute in who you are.
Right.
At least on some level, you have to know, okay, no, like this is who I am. This is who I want to be.
Regardless of the bullshit.
Yeah, you can kind of block that out. But some kids, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And it breaks them, and that's where it gets really shitty. Because it's
Yeah.
like, not everybody can handle that. And you wouldn't want that for your kid.
No. Yeah, you don't want to have to put them to the test.
Yeah, you don't want to find out, like,
You don't
is this
want to
going
be
to break
like,
you? Or...
Yeah, you don't want to be like, here, Hunger Games, go. Like,
yeah. That's a great analogy. Hunger Games is a little intense.
yeah.
But that's what it's like when you're a kid.
Yeah.
That is your world.
It's fight or flight. Like, you know, like you're either going to survive or you're going to, like, it feels like you're going to die.
Yeah.
Like,
it really
it does.
feels that way.
And just even, preface it by saying that I definitely had a very easy childhood. But even like the little bit amount of quote unquote bullying that I had, it's with me. I mean, it's part of me, and I think about like certain things on a daily basis. Like, and I adjust the way that I do things based off of comments that were made to me as a kid. Like, it's with me to this day. So it's really, really tough, because then I wonder, like, how much of it is, like, they recovered from it, and then how much of it is just, like, in there.
That trauma just...
But, yeah, it's trauma
stuck.
that's in there, and, like, it's forming how they do things, but they haven't, like, worked past it or, like, worked with it to understand it and, like, accept it, like, that's part of who they are or whatever. So that's... I don't know. It's very tough.
It's hard. Because for every kid that you have that grows stronger, you have one that's bullied into the closet. And that's where they stay now because of all the ridicule and shit that they had to eat as a kid.
Yeah. Or, I mean, they grow up and, like, they're good and thriving and stuff. But, I mean, that shit's still there. And, like, it hurts. I mean, I was just watching, I just finished watching RuPaul's Drag Race.
I've heard about this. I've not seen it.
It's phenomenal.
This is the second time this has come up, and I think that's how it was described in the last one too.
Phenomenal. And like these like men are doing what they love to do, and they're being fabulous queens. But like it seems like every single episode, like one of them is crying about like the shit that they went through as a kid, whether it's from like the kids at school or their parents. Like they were like threatened to be killed, and they were, you know, chased down at school and beat to shit. Like, because of who they were. And I'm like, that's terrible. But also, yeah, it's tough because, like, you can't, yeah, like, you want to be like, well, can you make it? But you also don't want to keep them in a bubble, but you don't want to be like, here, wolves, there you go. Like, it's tough. I think that's one of the scariest, like, things that I'm scared most about, like, being a parent is, like, trying to protect your kid from the world, but then also being like, but this is what you have this here.
Yeah, you don't want to smother them.
Yeah,
because then they can go sideways too.
Right, you don't want to protect them too much, or it's like everything is perfect, and they get out the world, they're like, whoa, like, well, what is going? Everybody is mean, you know, like it's a fine line.
It's hard. It's really hard.
It's terrifying.
And I don't know specifically about bullying. Like, I don't know how you really stop that.
I don't know either.
I mean, because you could have a kid whose parents are great
Right.
and amazing, and then their
dicks.
kid's a piece of shit. Like, what?
And then their kid's an
That's what scares me is you're the parent that has
You
the
do everything
asshole
right.
kid. Yeah. It's like,
And
I
then
don't
your
know
kid is
like, how do you
rude as
deal
hell.
with, yeah. How do you deal with that? That would eat me up at night being like, my
I would be
kid's a
so
piece of
bad. I'd be like, I
shit.
swear to God.
Like, I know nobody wants to hang out with him.
I
He's
did a
just-
good job, I swear.
Yeah, I tried my best. I
Yeah.
don't know where we went wrong. Maybe it was all the apple juice.
Right.
We were just trying to be good parents.
Right. Just trying to make him happy. Yeah, it's tough. And I feel like you don't know where you went wrong as a parent until your kid gets older. And if your kid has the balls to be like, this is where you fucked up.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
Whereas, I have no problem doing that. I'm like,
Have you done that to your parents? Oh,
I'm like, I'm in therapy now because of this, and this. Think about that. Like, No, I delivered a little bit nicer, but like basically being like, yeah, this was not okay. Like, can we all acknowledge that this is okay? It's not going to change it, but I just want acknowledgement that this happened to me.
Me and my sister joke with my parents about that. We'll be like, yeah, this is going to be why we're in therapy in 5 years, because of this moment right here.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've said stuff like that to my parents. And like sometimes they're like, ah, ha, 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 and I don't think they realize I'm serious. And then sometimes they're like, oh my God.
Shit. We fucked up.
And I'm like, maybe that was a little too much.
But still, I mean, look at who you are today. And you seem like a great person. You still seem like that little girl I met back when we were kids. But it's like, and what gets me is imagine where you would be without those experiences. As tough as they are, like they play into, I mean, of course, that's us saying it and we're okay. Yes. Yeah, we're okay right now. If we were living, if I was living on the street, I might be like,
I'm a stable, regular human being for the most part. Yeah.
But where would you be without those?
Right.
I think that
that's tough too, because my parents at times have been, my mom is like, she said, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. And I'm like, that doesn't make me feel any better. She's like, because you're a stronger person now for it. And I'm like, but that still doesn't,
That's just an excuse.
I didn't have to have that happen, but okay.
Thanks, I guess.
Like that wasn't normal, but okay.
we'll just keep that on the side.
Yeah, that shouldn't have happened, but glad that you're taking responsibility for that. Cool.
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
I mean, but also she's right. Like I would be different, but I'm also like, but would I be better had that not happened? Like would I have had a more regular childhood, or would I be less able to adapt to situations? I don't know why I said that. I don't adapt to situations well at all.
I just try to keep it moving. Is my approach.